Good Monday morning to you guys. I have been awake for a very long time. I feel like I've already had an entire day's worth of activity um, just within the past little bit. For whatever reason, I have got to fix the echoey, the abyss of this room. I promise I'll get there. I am so busy and this is so far down like on the list of urgent details. So again, bear with me another week, maybe 2 weeks. Just give me time. I'll get all this like comfy, cozy and sound absorbency. Um, okay, we will bounty the office up. Anyway, the dogs woke up. Well, I woke up to the if you have pets, you know when you wake up to the heaving of the impending vomit. Yeah. So that's what and of course on the bed. So I'm like, get down, get down, get down. So I jump out of bed and get the dog down on the floor and the throw up. And we they were a little extra nervous last night. We went to bed a little bit earlier, or at least got into bed a little bit earlier. So they didn't get their super late night right before we go to bed potty break. So it was a hot mess when I woke up. Let's just say that. So I woke up and I was like, well, I guess I should just go ahead and get up. And then I would tell you, I was so tired that I sat there, and this full disclosure, I share everything with you. I'm standing there, looking in the mirror going, I really need to shower. I have to shower. A lot of times I'll shower Sunday evening so that it takes a little bit off my plate Monday morning. But now that we're getting a little bit more routine with coffee time in this new world that I'm living in, sometimes I would get it Sunday evening. But this morning I was like, I don't, but do I really have to get a shower? And you're all welcome. I did end up convincing myself that it was time. I needed to get a shower. So I got my shower this morning, but I had all this extra time. So I've been cleaning, I've been organizing, getting work done. I actually got a showing request last night. By the way, realtors, they send showing requests at like 11:30 at night. First of all, I didn't see it. And even if I did, I'm not sending my clients a message at 11:30, but it just does go to show you how much we are working throughout, the crazy hours. I had a realtor broker type person asking a group of us if we put our phones on do not disturb. And everyone else is like, yeah, like 5 o'clock, all my clients know, 5 o'clock, I'm off the clock. Unless they're like in heated negotiation with the property. Other than that, 5 p.m. they're out for the day. And I know that's something I should do. I should, for my own mental and physical and emotional health, I should limit business hours, but you simply cannot do that. I think you can do that if you don't have a lot of clients, but when you do, you can't shut it off. So anyway, it was a late night and it was an incredibly early morning. So, but I showered and I have my coffee. Oh, and look what I got. So I'm not plugging this, okay? I'm not one of those people that gets anything back from this. Candidly, I don't know how to do that. But this is all thanks to excuse me, goodness gracious, it's not that's making me cough. Anyway, it's all thanks to you guys. Pam, I think you were the one. Who was it that sent me they're having their mushroom coffee? And that has got me on this mushroom coffee kick because it's all that comes up in my feed is mushroom coffee, mushroom coffee. And so then I'm like, okay, well, let me listen to it. All right, let me think about it. And I'm like, well, if it tastes good and it is good for you, I'm game. So remember last week I was like, how can I get it where I don't have to do a subscription? Because I hate subscriptions. I think it's horrible that any company with any product has the assumption that the only way you can get it is via a subscription. And that includes, by the way, this company where I, despite my best effort, was not able to find a way on their website to only order one package to see if I even liked it. And maybe I'd commit to a subscription if I liked it. But anyway, one of you recommended I just do it on Amazon. I'm like, okay, whoops. Wow. This is making me sad. Do you hear that? This is Eric's phone, guys. Wow. Okay. I have to turn that off. Um, wow. I haven't heard that ring in a long time. Sorry. That was totally unexpected. So we have to keep Eric's phone. Um, there's a lot of things that have to be fixed and reset. And there's so many things that Eric did and he organized and he was the primary contact for, or his phone is the one that gets the push notifications, whatever that is. I think it's when they send you the passcode. All of those things tend to come to Eric's phone. And so we have to keep it, right? At least for the foreseeable future, I have to pay for his phone. We keep it. I do keep it charged over here because even when we do video production, we do that on his phone. And so I keep it, but it has not rung. It has not had a call to it. I will text to it sometimes because I need to get the I need to text because I'm on his computer for coffee time because that's the way we did it. And certain things I'm not equipped to fix. And so if there's like a picture of the babies or something, I'll text Eric's phone because it pops up on his computer and then I can just drag the photo. But that kind of caught me off guard. That's kind of crazy. Anyway, all right, so moving on. So my all right, Monday morning. All right, so I have this. I've had it for a few days. I actually like it. So if any of you, and I don't get paid for this stuff. Like I'm not sponsoring them. They're not sponsoring me. I don't know. I just ordered it because you guys said to, and then I did, and I tried. I was a little reluctant. I am also very much a creature of habit. So if I like something, I'm stuck with it. Like if we're friends for life. If we're not friends, we probably won't be friends. But if there's like a brand or a flavor, things like that, I stick with it. Anyway, I tried it and it's good. Guys, it just tastes like regular coffee. It tastes like regular coffee. I put creamer in it, just like I put in my coffee. I don't really taste anything different between the mushroom part of it. It actually tastes kind of nutty, which for me is great because I love nuts. It's always been a joke in our family. But like brownies, like them with nuts. Cake, like the nuts. I'm always that person. So anyway, so I like it. Cheers to you if you are all like me and wondering if this stuff works. I don't know if it works. I don't know if the apron belly goes away. Oh, actually, what does it say? Here it is. So this is the little card that came with it. I don't know how to pronounce all of these mushrooms. Cordyceps for stamina, lion's mane for focus, reishi for mood. What are you saying? I'm grumpy. Shiitake for immunity, turkey tail for digestion, and king trumpet for vitality. So anyway, it's good. I have to tell you, here's the thing. If there's something that you can do, incorporate, and if there's something you can do and incorporate into your life and into your routine that is good for you and that you enjoy, do it. This is my new thing. I have to do this. I have to figure out how to take care of myself. So if this mushroom coffee, whether or not it does all the other things that it says that it's going to do for you physically, I don't really care about that anymore, but I do care about if it's just better for your overall health. So if it is true, if it does work, then I'm all for incorporating that into my new routine. I typically have at least 2 cups of coffee a day. I have one in the morning and one in the evening. And if I happen to be anywhere where I can have coffee at 2, then I do. But if I'm out with clients, out filming, doing whatever I'm doing, then the 2 o'clock coffee doesn't happen. In which case, I do it in the evening. I don't do it in the morning because I'll incorporate that change later. Anyway, all right, let's get going. Oh my gosh, I'm just yakking. Okay, let's see. So, Susan, nothing wakes you up faster than an animal throwing up. You got it, my friend. Good morning, Debbie. By the way, I don't think I got to say is. Oh, look at all you people that popped in. I love you. Okay, hold on. Who else did I miss? Richard, did I get you yet this morning? If not, sir, then good morning to you. Susan, I think. Oh, Susan, I don't even know if I said good morning to you. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, oh my gosh. Good morning, Gina. Okay, maybe I should go back to sleep. What was that one for focus? Gina, Jane, Angela. Good morning, Miss Angela. I think everybody else I may have gotten to. I think I did. Okay, good. All right, so let's get ourselves going to our brewing topics. I think. Oh, no, wait, there was one more thing. One more thing. Oh my gosh. Oh, by the way, Daryl, that's for you. Daryl, sweet apple, sweet spiced apple toddy. All right, guys, look, I charged my things. Let's see if they work. Cross your fingers. Yay! They work. I don't know if they make anything look better or not. I still need to paint the wall blue. I'm getting there, guys. Just got the dining room done, so it is a slow roll for me to get this stuff done. If that is annoying, tell me and I'll turn them off. But I just wanted you to see that they do work. And those are the rechargeable light bulbs that you can also change the colors. Don't know that I would want purple lights in here, but if I wanted to, I could do that. But anyway, but those do work. Those are the ones that are not hardwired into the wall. They are battery or rechargeable light bulbs. Okay, let's get going. I'm going to shush up now. Let's go to our brewing topics. Please work. Okay, all right, brewing topics for today, my friends. Okay, first of all, I will also fix the shaking. Because I have Eric's computer propped up a little bit. This room is a hot mess. Susan will attest. My room is a hot mess. Anyway, okay, so brewing topics, solar panels. Everything old is new again. What do you say? And then kitchen options, just some things that we can talk about today. And remember, as always, if you've got questions, if you've got topics you'd like to chat about, whether it's a question for today or if it's a potential topic for another time, make sure you put those in here. I'm really bad about doing that. And that was one of the things that Eric would always be off to the side, kind of motioning me, giving me little hand signals, like, pantomiming over there, trying to tell me to make sure I remind people to ask questions or to tell me if there's something going on that you'd like to chat about either this week or next week. Anyway, all right, so our topic. So the first one is solar panels and how they affect your ability to buy or sell. All right, so all right, this is a thing, and this is something I'm going through on both sides of a transaction. Okay, gosh, this is really shaky. It's my fault, guys. I'm sorry. It's just me. It's my fault. It's because I'm pushed myself way up to the desk and my legs are hitting it. Restless leg. Anyway, so I have a buyer purchasing a home with solar panels, and I have a seller selling a home with solar panels. And full disclosure, have not ever had solar panels. Don't know that at this stage phase of my life I will do that. And here's why. In my opinion, and again, this is a fantastic option. I am all for renewable energy. I am all for saving our planet. I am all for the concept of the solar panels. So let's just put that out there. 100% on board with it. I don't like the way they look, but that would not take the opportunity to have solar panels away from me, because if it's doing something better for the greater good for all of us, not just me, but for the whole planet, I'll take away the ugly aesthetic, in my opinion. But here's the problem. From what I have gathered in this time period that I've been doing real estate, helping clients buy properties, helping clients sell properties, during the same time, solar panels have become a very big thing. Some builders are even building standard with a few of the panels. Obviously, not enough to do anything. So then you have to upgrade your package, which is another expense. We'll go into that another day. But still, we're trying. The world is trying. The builders are trying. You as the consumer are trying. So that is applauded and that is appreciated. However, I think that there is a very big misconception on how that can affect you if you are trying to sell your home and you do not own those solar panels outright. Or if you're trying to sell your home and you are leasing them. Or if you're trying to sell your home and you just put the solar panels in like a year, 2 years, 3 years ago. How does that affect your ability to sell the home? And buyer out there, how does it affect your ability to purchase the home? If the solar panels are paid for outright, or if there is a minimal balance on them and the seller plans to pay them off with the proceeds from the sale of the home, then it's not going to affect you. But if you are required to assume the solar panel lease, it does affect you. Not only that, these solar panel companies, I have yet to find one that will give you a human to speak to on the phone to discuss how this process is going to work when my client is trying to sell their home with the solar panels, with the large balance still on it, or how my client is going to be able to assume this lease. The solar panel companies, like lenders, seem to change all the time. So you do your loan, your lease with one company, and then somehow that gets sold or bought off, or the company changes names, but it's all over the place. So some situations, if you owe a large balance, this is what I've been told, this is what was told to a client of mine, seller. They owe quite a large amount on the solar panels, a large amount. Well, I hate to tell you, friends, just because, let's just say you owe $75,000 on your solar panels. Your home is not worth $75,000 more. You still owe $75,000 on the solar panels. Your home is not worth $75,000 more. It's not. So that is a detriment to you to try to figure out, how am I going to pay these off? Well, candidly, you're not. So if you're not able to pay them off, then that means the buyer is going to have to assume the lease. Now, no one at the solar panel company will speak to anyone about anything except the owner. So the owner, you have to do your due diligence, and I would suggest any one of you that has solar panels as a seller and is attempting to is attempting to sell your home, make sure that you, before you even start this process, call your solar panel company, find out exactly who it is that you can speak to, get their extension number, make sure, because some of them you can only communicate via email. There is no human, it's just an email. No confirmation that they even got your email. It's an absolute nightmare. In my experience, what I have experienced thus far, the multiple times during these past 10 years, 11 years that this has been happening. But sometimes you have to find out if the loan is even assumable, because it may not be. You may owe so much on it that they require you, and this is what's happening, that they require you to throw down a chunk before you can sell the house. Now, I don't know how legal that is. I don't know if that's actually the way it works, because I don't think a solar panel company can keep you from selling your home, but they could put a lien on your home. There's something has to happen, right? They still have to get their money that you agreed to pay. And the buyer then, if the buyer is coming in and they're assuming this lease, that affects their financing. So if you're the buyer and you want to buy a home that has solar panels, but you have to assume the lease, you have to make sure that that is clearly communicated with your lender. So in other words, it's kind of a mess. It's not cut and dry. It is not quick and easy. And by the way, some of them have been better. I have also sold homes where, again, the client was going to pay the solar panels off with the sale of the home, the proceeds from the sale of the home. So the buyer comes in, woohoo, yay, buyer. They have solar panels that are already paid off. So that does add some value to the home. But again, is it a dollar for dollar? No, it's not. And if it were me in my home, which is why I probably will not, is because they are expensive. It's a lot of money up front to just pay them off. And even when you get the solar panels, yes, your power bill may go down drastically. Again, these are all good things. I am not poo-pooing on solar panels at all. I'm just telling you the intricacies of it, and sometimes the positives and the negatives, and the hurdles that you may have to experience. If life happens, you get the solar panels, and you didn't realize you're going to have to turn around and sell that house in a year, and you are not financially in a position with the lease yet to have seen and recouped some of the reward for the solar panels. Does all of this make sense? Because I have people go, yeah, my power bill is only like, $65. That's great. How much is your lease? Oh, well, it's $450. Okay, so then you've still got a $500 a month bill, or a little over a $500 a month bill for this until those panels are paid off. So anyway, I'm just saying, again, transparency. Don't have solar panels. I'm just telling you from real estate perspective what I have experienced with my clients buying and selling on both sides of the transaction when it includes solar panels. Please make sure that you do your due diligence and you ask those detailed questions when it comes to the person that's trying to knock on your door to door, even in your community where it says, no solicitation, but they still show up on their scooters and they come to your door. Make sure that you ask some of those questions about how that will affect you. If you have bought a new home and you plan on staying there, this is like your forever home now, and you got a lot of forever left in you, at least you think, fantastic. If you plan on selling your home in the next year or 2 or 3, I would think long and hard about how does that affect your budget? Is it really something that's advantageous to you short term? But again, love the planet. We want to do our job. So I'm not poo-pooing on solar panels. I'm just saying, make sure you understand all of it, because I can tell you, my client did not understand the challenge of the trying to sell the property, and it could be a little bit of a difficult thing. So anyway, so all righty. All right. So let's see what Gary said. Gary said, I have put solar on my roof, but I paid cash and expect to be here a long time. But they add no favor to the home. My neighbor, when they sold the house, had to pay off the solar loan. Yeah. So it's it can be a challenge. It really can be. And I think it's really just about asking those questions. Kim, how much are solar panels on average? Again, Kim, because I've never done them, I don't know. But I do know that I would say, I'm going to guess here, between 40 and up, because it depends on your roof line. It depends on the size of your home. That's the other thing too. The solar companies want to determine the best position on your roof line. What is the pitch, or there, like, where can they put them? Where does the sun, which way do you face, right? Is the sun going right to left? Or are you going to get the maximum morning sun? Do you get the evening? Like, the solar panel companies, there is a science to it for sure. And they are experts, and they will guide you through the process. But they are looking to sell you something. They're looking to sell you something. And once those are up, you're done. They don't really care anymore. So you're the one that's going to be stuck with figuring out how in the world are you supposed to, sell the home, or is there a buyer out there that wants to transfer the lease? If there's just like a couple months left on it, then you can probably just pay it off. But in some cases, it's way too early in the game. It's not a financially beneficial thing for the seller. It can be a challenge. So we have to try to navigate that. And we have a plan in place. My clients have a plan in place. It's just, it can be a tricky thing. But yeah, Kim, I don't know. Let's ask any of you that no, let's see. Gary says, lived in Groveland. Solar panel companies wanted close to 50,000. My new home, it cost me 16,000 after incentives. Okay. All right, good. That's good to know, Gary. Thank you for sharing that. So yeah, so I would say just ask those questions. And also, Kim, it depends on, so like, for instance, there was a period of time, I believe it was maybe 2018, somewhere around there. I'm not really sure. Meritage, as one of the bigger builders out here, incredibly energy efficient builder, was actually, and this was a limited time, not anymore. Remember, don't work for the builders. But they were selling standard with a few solar panels. So in their ever, growing goal to continue their energy efficiency building process and procedure, they were including solar panels. Was it enough solar panels for you to zero out or have a credit with the power company? No. And that's why when you would buy the house, you would get the solar panels. They came with it. There was the problem. Not everybody wants solar panels. So that was a little bit of it. That's why they didn't do it, I believe, the next year or two. I think they only did that for a year. But for some people, they loved it. But when you would go then to pick the other aspects of your home, you also then met with the solar panel people to tell you that the included panels were insufficient for the square footage of your home. Therefore, you need to upgrade. You need to add more. You can upgrade to a different type of solar panel or whatever. So, but it is a very advantageous thing, but I think you should definitely really look into it and determine if this is something that you can, how does it work for you? What incentives do they have? There's a lot of programs sometimes that really do help minimize the cost, like Gary said. So it just depends. Anyway, so that was topic number one. I mean, it's a good one. I've often thought, remember when we would have Forrest do crunching the numbers? Still a segment we will do again, but I've always thought that would be a fun one, right? Okay, if you buy let's just say it's a, $50,000 or $60,000 solar panel package, and it does this, like, how could we do those numbers? Like, how long does it take before you actually benefit? That's the key. How long does it take before you actually benefit? You pay $50,000. How long does it take you to recoup that $50,000 before you start not having a power bill? That makes sense. Anyway, okay. So Fred has a question, and I like this one. Where do Central Floridians put their Christmas tree? E singular? Fred, singular. I I've always lived in a home where the living room is in front of the house facing the street. Traditionally, that's where it goes. Oh my gosh, Fred, I was just talking about this. Yes, when I was growing up in Virginia, we had this really tiny one-story house, and our living room was the only common room in the house, right? And the big picture window in the front. And that's always where that tree would go, because you would just drive down the street, you'd see everybody's pretty trees and the lights just twinkling through the window or through the curtains. It was absolutely wonderful. And you're correct. In Florida, most of our living spaces are not at the front of the house. They're usually in the back of the house, looking out to whatever the outdoor oasis is that you've chosen, whether it's a pool, whether it's just green space, whether it's just just your lanai. But usually the living space is back there. So in my first house in Florida, we had at the front of our house, you walked in, and to the right was a living room, sitting room. To the left was my office with little glass pane French doors. So in that living room / sitting room to the front, I would put a secondary tree there just for the pretty picture, because it made my heart happy. And then at the back of the house is where we put the main family Christmas trees, where Santa would come and everything. But I also had a tree upstairs in the game room, and I had one in our primary bedroom. So tree singular is funny. In my past, I think this year it will probably be 2 trees. It'll probably be one down, maybe one up. Maybe, I don't know. I have to decide. I'm very unmotivated. Obviously, I mean, there's obvious reasons as to why I'm a little unmotivated, but I'm very excited for the grandkids, because it's going to be a really fun Christmas for them. So excited about that. All right, let's move on to brewing topic number 2. Oh, I'm so excited about this one. I have notes. Look, this one is such an exciting one. I have notes for you. So this is what you need to do. Everybody, grab your drink, grab your coffee, grab your soda, grab your water, grab your tea, because I am so excited about this one. I've been kind of gathering information. I wish I had more time to put together some photos for you, but candidly, it became a little bit more involved than I thought it was going to be. So this is talking about design trends. Again, full disclosure, I'm not an interior designer. I don't have knowledge and book history and book knowledge on the history of design, but I can look, I can see, I know a little bit. And here's the funny part, true story. I was the topic is, let me see, let me go back to it. Here it is. Yeah. Everything old is new again. Okay. And this is kind of where I was going with it, because I was talking to my daughter, who just finished, I think almost finished doing her office. And she did a color drenching in there. She did a dark, beautiful green, deep green on the wainscoting, gorgeous wallpaper above, painted the trim, and then said, you know what, painter, come back. I want you to paint that ceiling green too. Color drenched, warm, deep, rich, cozy. It's absolutely amazing. And that got me thinking about, this is not new. She will tell you that she is the first to say that she's an old lady soul, and that is her old lady office. And it's always been that way. It's just now she finally got some of those details done that's been on her to-do list for a while now. But it got me thinking. So here's the key. The takeaway for the next probably 10 minutes that I'm going to chat about this, because I go on and on and on and on and on. But the takeaway from this is, you do you. Do what you want. Allie the color drenching didn't happen because it happens to be the new trendy thing to do. She did it because it's what she's always wanted before it became a trend. It's also what was done a long time ago. And everything that you choose, if your home, if the whole purpose of your home is to have a showpiece, then you want to pay attention to stuff like that. You want to know what's fancy, what's new, what are the new materials, what's the new design options, what are the new decor trends, what are the new fabrics, all of those types of things. But most of us are actually living in our houses, and doesn't mean we don't want it to be pretty. It doesn't mean that we don't want to walk into it every day and just love it. But the point is, you do you. And this is fun. Okay, so I went, this is where it's going to be embarrassing. So I was like, okay, well, let me go back to the 1920s and just kind of decade to decade. What did we see in that that decade that we actually still utilize today, that you can still see somewhere, because certain things I still like, but it wasn't because it was then, it was because it's what I gravitate to. It's what I like. It's what is appealing to me. Well, here's the thing. When I went back to the 1920s, as I was going through the decades, I realized that's a long time ago. But to me, in my mind, that's not that long ago. No, I was not alive in the 20s, but, you know, being born in, 1968, to me, 1920 was a long time ago then. But now it's even longer. So I'm like, oh gosh, maybe I shouldn't have gone back that far. So let me just go through a couple of these, okay? And I'm going to zoom through them because they may or may not be interesting to you, but I think it's really kind of fascinating. So in the 20s, I have my notes. In the 20s, bold geometric patterns, mirrored surfaces, velvets, marbles, and jewel tones. Okay, 1920s. Today, do you see the new geometric tiles that are going on the floors, right? Jewel tones, I just told you, like Allie has that rich, deep, 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 deep green, got jewel tones, brass and gold. So you've got those, and the chandeliers. The chandeliers, those really ornate chandeliers are all coming back. Okay, hence to the 20s, but you wouldn't know that. It's just because it's what we like, right? 30s, with more sleek lines and curves to the furniture, built-ins. Okay, built-ins. How many times have I been talking about this thing behind me? And I think I'm just going to have to break down and get a carpenter or somebody to come in and put something in here as a built-in. The home that Eric and I had, our dream home that we sold, we had just completed the entire built-in with the fireplace and all of the cabinets and the shelving and all of that. Built-ins, still very important today. We do that all the time. Rounded edges, colors of green, okay, green, sage green, mint greens, those were from the 30s. 40s was more of a transitional time. So at that time, it was a little bit more focused, wartime era, so it was a little bit more focused on like kind of comfort and handmade details. Now, what do we have? Cottage, vintage florals, warm layered vibes, all of this very transitional. 50s, mid-century. From what I've been told, this is kind of always going to be timeless. You've just got more natural wood tones. Again, 50s, right? I mean, we could really dive deep into these decades. 60s, more pop art and modern, bold colors and graphic patterns, okay? Today, you're going to see those bright accents. You usually see a pop of color somewhere. That's what they always talk about, that pop of color, right? You have neutrals, but then you're going to have that pop of color somewhere. And you're going to see things like checkerboard floors. You're seeing that a lot more. You go to these design centers, there are flooring that is already set up to be kind of that checkerboard look, but they're coming in all different colors too. 70s boho. Okay, well, first of all, like boho is still here. Rattan, macrame, earthy tones, still happening. Lots of plants in your house. I remember that. Like, I remember the 70s vividly. I was born in 1968, and I remember the macrame plant hangers. I remember those. I remember my friend's house who lived across the street. Her mom had a whole room that was just dedicated to plants, and she just had all of these macrame things. My mom had some plants everywhere, the rattan, all of that stuff. I always called it wicker. Wicker furniture. 80s, oversized furniture. You're certainly seeing that in some of the design options for today. 90s. Look, this is how fast I have to go because 1920 was a really long time ago. Like a long time ago. 90s, a little bit more simple, clean lines. Beiges, tans, taupes, all of that, light oaks. Okay, that was the 90s. But now we're still seeing that. We still live kind of clutter-free with those bins and those baskets that are in those same tones. We're layering those same neutrals. So you'll go into a lot of the model homes. You'll see a lot of just neutrals, tans, creams, ivories, taupes, all the beiges, all of those same color schemes just kind of layered one on the other. 2000s, this is really cool because now we're getting into some stuff that you still see a lot too, is ornate ironwork. Right? Darker woods, there was a little bit more of a Tuscan flair kind of, and today you'll see a lot of wrought iron. I have some wrought iron things. I still am drawn to those when I see them kind of out and about. I kind of like that dark, heavy. You'll see plaster, you see arched doorways. All of that is kind of coming from the 2000s. 2010, more industrial and farmhouse. That's where your farmhouse starts to come in. Guys, we say farmhouse. Do you know where we're going? we're going back in time to farmhouses. Yeah. So they even say it right there in the name. So you're going back and you're pulling some of that aesthetic and some of that livability and some of that simplicity, and some of that like rustic aspect back into your modern day home. Exposed bricks, shiplap, reclaimed woods. You'll see that still with black accents and those rustic touches. And that I left it there because I figured, it's 2025, so I should probably, we know what we like now. But I think it's really fascinating when you really look, and the same thing for fashion, like absolutely the same thing for fashion. Okay, raise your hand if you were the person who had, oh gosh, I don't know when it was, but I remember I was, I don't know, maybe 8, 9, somewhere. So I must have been in the 70s, somewhere around there. I had the white shirt that had the rainbow, and like part of the rainbow was on the arm and then it went across your chest, and then the other part of the rainbow was on your arm. Do you remember those? Okay. But I still see those. I still see things out there, the bell bottoms, all of these things, the clothing, it's the same thing, guys. So here's my charge to you as we talk about real estate. If you're buying a house, if you're redecorating your house, if you're remodeling a house, do what feels right to you. Do what you like, what you see, what you enjoy. Okay. I got these little sconces for 2 reasons. Number one, I thought it was cool that you could have a sconce because I love sconces, but I've never had them hardwired into my house. And so when I saw that you could do this now, modern, but you can still have something that is reflective of another time, I wanted to grab it, but I didn't grab it because it was the cool latest trend thing. But in Allie's office, I mean, that's her office. That's what inspires her. That's where she feels cozy. That's where, oh my gosh, Allie, I have to be able to make this announcement very soon. But that's where she writes. And, it's just, do you. What do you like? What makes you happy? When you walk in to a home, do you like it to be very modern, clean, nothing on the counters, very sleek, very glossy, very shiny, just very squared off, firm furniture? Is that your vibe? Then do you. If you are like, I just want to come in and jump into a big sofa where it's so cushy that I just sink down in it, and then I just want to throw all of the blankets on me and turn out the lights and just watch TV, then you do you. Then make your decor be and reflect who you are. So everything old is new again. And I am old, but I'm not going to be new again. So anyway, okay. Fred, I love this. Avocado green appliances and glass grapes. Oh, yes, sir. 100%. Susan, it's crazy how certain decades frame. Certain decades looks frame your forever vision if you've never moved. You're funny. I know what you're saying. Kim, I love the Carousel of Progress because you can see the furnishings in the different eras. I know, right? Agreed. 70s. Jay says 70s always remind me of the wood panel walls, and everyone had large wooden fork spoon on the wall. Mm-hmm. Yes. So in my house growing up, we changed our garage. I had, again, it was a tiny little 1-story home, and we had a 1-car garage. I don't really know that anyone ever parked in the garage, but we had the 1-car garage. And we changed it. I don't remember how old I was. I was probably in junior high school, I guess, maybe somewhere around there. So probably in my early teens. That we changed the garage into a family room. My mom wanted to do that. And so to your point, that's what she did. We added a fireplace. She put wood panels on the wall. The whole room was paneled. We had a big bay window at the front where the garage door would have been, was a bay window. We added a little closet. That's where the washer dryer was. You know what? I don't remember where the washer dryer was. I guess it was always in the garage. I guess that's where it was. I don't remember. I was thinking, where was it before it was in that closet? I guess it was always there, which was just the garage. And then at this point, they just built out a little, like, the little accordion doors for a closet for it. But anyway, like all of that stuff, it still reflects, and yeah, I will say the panel walls didn't age well. That's funny. Fanny, my 20-year-old has purchased a roll top desk off of Facebook Marketplace for her bedroom and a pink mid-century couch for her living room. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then Fanny's been such a discussion among friends recently. Retro everything and everywhere. It really is kind of cool, right? It is. It's definitely kind of cool. All right, let me move this over here. Da, 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 da. Okay. All right, let me get back to our third topic. Where we go, Fanny? Hold on. Da, 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 da. This has okay. Good. Let me get my third topic, which is what is my third topic? Kitchen options to consider, or are they overrated? All right. This was a discussion I had with a client the other day, and then we just kind of got to talking about certain things. And when you build, should you splurge for these items? Should you are you going to get the use out of them? And all of this I think goes back to do what feels right to you and how you live. Okay? It's your money. I love you. It's your money. You spend that money however, wherever, whenever, for whatever you want. But there are a lot of people when you are talking those high price points that would love to shave a little bit off of that budget. And sometimes it's like, no, this isn't non-negotiable. This has to happen. So here's a few that I thought we could chat about. First is the pot filler. So if you don't know what a pot filler is, the pot filler is that faucet fixture that is behind your stove. The point of it is so that if you put your pot of, for pasta or whatever else you're cooking, you put the pot on the stove and you turn on the pot filler. It swings out and around, and you can fill the pot. Well, that's great, but you still got to empty the pot. You still got to move it over to the sink to empty it. So it's a convenience, but it's just another plumbing fixture that, first of all, true story, some builders, they will pre-plumb for a pot filler, but they won't give you the fixture. So then all of a sudden in your beautiful backsplash, you got the little pre-plumb thing sitting right there. And then you have to get a plumber to come out and install it. Yeah, I just, in my opinion, I say no to the pot filler. It doesn't really make sense, and it interrupts what could be a really beautiful focal point behind your stove with your backsplash. Personally, but that's pot filler. They're super expensive. I don't think they're worth it, in my opinion. Waterfall island. If you don't know what a waterfall island is, it's when you're going to take your surfacing material for your countertops and it drops down the side of your island. Most islands, it's got your wood on the bottom. It may even have some cabinetry. You may have like actual functioning cabinets. It may have the cabinet material as a facade around it. Most of the time, though, it's going to be just drywall after they frame it all in. Obviously, you've got your cabinets under your sink, right? But surrounding that's usually just like drywall or something on the back side of it. A waterfall island is going to go down the sides of it. So the side of your island is covered. It's a very smooth, sleek edge. Candidly, it's a lot of money. It's very pretty, but no one's looking at the side of your island. That's just going to get bumped with chairs, stools, kids, toys, mops, brooms, like anything. It's just going to get kept, and it kind of, I just don't think it's worth it. Personally, do they look beautiful? Yeah. But would I rather have, that open space and put that extra money towards something else? Yes, I would. So think about it. Is it for you? Do you absolutely love the look and it's a non-negotiable for you? Or is it something you're like, oh yeah, she's right? Because like sometimes you typically will have outlets on the side of your island, and you can still have an outlet with the waterfall, but you're interrupting it anyway. So in my opinion, it's not necessary. Glass cabinets. Okay. So I have had glass cabinets. I wanted them so bad. It was one of those things that I always wanted. I want my glass cabinets. Not like all of them, but like little accent cabinets. And I did have those in the last house. And I did put just some pretty white dishes. I had some crystal glasses and things that were in there. But it was more for decor than for function. And most of us really need our cabinet space. Like, it's not really for decor. It's like we need it to function. We need to put all of the, the plates and the dishes and the silverware and the spices and the mugs and all of that stuff up in the cabinets. And unless you're going to live, and this, by the way, also goes for like floating shelves. It's the same thing. Unless you have extra cabinet space and you can dedicate and allocate a section to be pretty, then yes. And that's what I did. And I liked it. In hindsight, would I have done it differently? I don't think I would have in that house, because I had so much storage. I had so much upper cabinet and lower cabinet, and my entire island had cabinets in it. So I had a lot of cabinet space, so I could sacrifice that one little section to make it pretty. But in the grand scheme of things, no, I think unless you've got an abundance of it, it might not be worth it because it's always visible. And unless you live impeccably and your dishes match, It's just going to show the clutter. Upper bank of cabinets. Okay, this is an important one. So you know what I'm talking about, right? You have typically 42-inch cabinets is typically what new construction comes with. Not always check, typically 42-inch cabinets. So if you have your 42-inch cabinet, then sometimes you can have an extra bank up above it. And that is where it typically looks like your cabinets go to the ceiling. Those, I wanted those. That's what I wanted. That was the whole reason that we decided to buy and build the last house that we did, Eric and I together, before he passed. But when I saw what it cost structurally to do that, like my original plan was to do the cabinet with the glass and the light so that the entire upper bank was nothing but decorative. But it was way too expensive. And I was like, nah, we're all watching our money. I was like, I don't need to do that. I'll just do upper cabinet lighting. So I had lights that were up there instead, like strip lights. Anyway, but here's the thing to note. If you want that extra bank of cabinets, understand that in most cases, not all, check with your builder. If you choose to have the extra bank of cabinets that are about yay high, over top of your other cabinets, sometimes those 42-inch cabinets have to be reduced to 36-inch cabinets. So your actual usable cabinet has been reduced to allow you that upper bank of cabinets that you're probably not going to use. It's going to be stored stuff that you're probably never going to access. If you do them in their glass, then it's just going to be pretty, but the actual usability of the other cabinets is compromised because of that. So make sure you know that. Extended island. I think if you've got the space, that's great. But I think that when you have really, really, really large, overly large islands, it really can impede the walkable space. It's almost like it just messes up the traffic pattern. Usually the builder will have one or two island options, and both of those are usually okay. But sometimes there's like a third to do, like the Mac Daddy island. I would be careful about that because you want to have at least like 42 inches walkable space. And do the test. Do the booty test. I do the booty test. Open up the oven and see where you're standing. Can you stand behind the oven, put something in it without hitting the island behind you? Same thing with the refrigerator, depending on the layout of your kitchen. Can you open up the refrigerator and take that big giant turkey and put it in there without banging into what's behind you? So sometimes those bigger islands, they look nice, but again, it really affects the usability and function of your kitchen for the sake of something aesthetic that doesn't really make it much more usable for you. It's just bigger and fancier. Below cabinet. Island with storage. I'm a yes on that one because I've had that and I've not had that. And I think that if that is an option, who doesn't want more storage? That was a great place for us to put all of the Christmas and holiday dishes and serving pieces that came out once or twice a year that didn't have to clutter up the other cabinet. So I like that one if it's an option for you. Soft close drawers and doors. Yes. I think that's good. If you could only pick one or the other, I would do your drawers. Drawers are opened more often than your cabinets are. And a lot of times the builders will include the cabinets, but not the drawers. So if you could do both, great. If you can only do one, I would suggest do the drawers because the drawers are the ones that get more use, more open and closing, at least in my house. How do you live? Maybe that's not true for you. Do the one that you use the most. Below cabinet lighting, yes, for me, it's task lighting, and it's also pretty to leave on at night if you just want to have a little bit of a glow in your kitchen. Above cabinet lighting, that's a yes for me, but that's purely aesthetic. There's no real purpose for it. So this is what I did. In my previous house, it was wired in. We had a switch, lower cabinet, switch, upper cabinet. Now what I did, and here's a tip for all of you guys. Oh gosh, my back. I've hurt myself, guys. Sorry. Everything is hurting on me. What was I going to say? Oh, so here's a tip. This is what I have recently done, which is at the time of construction, I added an outlet above the cabinets, like down low so you can't see it. But I've added an outlet. And remember, if you do that, you're going to have to make sure you do it. And every time that line of your upper cabinets is obstructed by like your vent hood, you got to do another outlet. The point is I can add my own lighting later if I want to, because you can get the LED strips now. It's a lot more DIY friendly. I did pay for the under cabinet lighting, But the above cabinet lighting, I was like, well, let me just do the outlets and save a little bit of money, and I'll probably never get around to doing it. But that is an option. It's a great thing if you're the person who likes to put garland or something lit up above your cabinets. Having those outlets there is going to be a real game changer for you. So there's your tip. And then the last one is the gourmet kitchen. So, I mean, again, this is the way you work, the way you live. How much do you cook? The gourmet kitchen is essentially what that means is that typically a builder has the slide-in oven, and then above, like, so this, you have the oven and then you have the microwave up above it. That's typically the way the homes are made. That's the way they're built. That's kind of your standard kitchen layout. If you want to upgrade it, in many cases, you could do what they call the gourmet kitchen. Different builders call it different things, but ultimately, that means you're going to have a built-in wall oven, potentially then with a microwave up above it, which then allows you to have the hood vent over top of your cooktop. And the other thing to check is sometimes it's 2 full wall ovens. Sometimes it's the 1 oven and the 1 microwave. Nowadays, sometimes you're getting the convection as well as the microwave. So you're getting a couple different things happening there. But at any rate, again, do you. But remember, if you do a gourmet kitchen, it takes up cabinet space. So look at what you're building. Are you limited? Is it a tinier, smaller, more cozy downsizing home and you have very little cabinet space anyway? Then you might want to consider just having your oven and the microwave above it so that you can keep those cabinets over there. Otherwise, you're going to lose them because that's where the oven's going to go. So anyway, just some food for thought there. Oh my gosh, I have had so much to talk about. It is already almost 10 o'clock and we haven't even gotten the other stuff. Okay, I'm going to zoom. I love Allie. I love Al. Well, of course I love Allie. I love that she's reminding us. I hope you're enjoying the stream. If you are, consider giving the stream a like down below and make sure that you're subscribed with notifications turned on so you never miss a video. Please, that would be great. Vicky, I love this subject. Kim, I like my cabinet at the end of my island. Yeah, I think those are good. I'm pro island cabinets. Gary, I went with the island storage, never enough storage. Amen, my friend. Susan, drawers. Yes. Oh, yes. If you have the option to add drawers, this is a really good one, Susan. If you are building and you go, and this is not something structurally necessary, you typically will go to the design center and then you can pick some of those things. Check with your builder. But if you have the opportunity to do the drawers, do some drawers. It will help you in the long run. Gary, I like the gourmet oven. Yes, me too. All right. Let's move ourselves on to the next thing, which is, so we did all of our brewing topics. Oh my gosh, we had so much. All right, let's do secret. Okay. Real quick, just a little blurb here. We got big news coming up for Heart and Home Orlando, so make sure you keep coming back each week. By the way, speaking of that, I do plan on being here next week, but there is a chance that I will be stuck. And if I am stuck, I will not be able to have coffee time. So stay tuned to the other social media posts to let you know whether or not I'm able to make it. I've got some traveling I need to do, and with the flight, oh God, my back, I'm a mess. With the flight situations, it could be a little hairy. So we'll figure that out. All right, let me move on. Let's go to wishes. Okay, we have Vanessa and Angela and Jeff. Their home is now on the market. Thomas and Suzanne, congrats to them. Jeff and Karen. Oh my goodness, we've had a journey with them, but we are still out there and we are looking, and we're going to find them the perfect house. So I love it when people are starting that journey. We thought we had one. We thought we had it, guys. Didn't have it. But at any rate, congratulations to them. All right, this is a good one. Ready? Scoop. Okay, sorry, I was looking at Thick Chick 69, totally off topic, but can you do a feature on Everbee? Yes, ma'am, I will, absolutely. We'll put that on our alley. I will make a note to give you some updates on Everbee next week for you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. All right, so for our secret, or for our scoop rather. So today, the pre-sales start today for the Rockwell Homes section of North Lake at Ovation. North Lake at Ovation is in Horizon West, guys. This is in Disney's backyard. This is part of the Ovation Village. If North Lake at Ovation sounds familiar, it's because Ashton Woods is out there. That's where Ashton Woods started that community. I honestly, it's really nice. It's definitely grown. It kind of connects back there to MI Homes, Lake Star, and Encore at Ovation. All of that kind of weaves around and connects. But pre-sales start today with Rockwell Homes. So if you are interested, give me a call. And let me put the little promo there. Call me at 407-848-8042, and I will get you in touch with my super awesome Rockwell Homes sales partner there. Her name is Jasmine, and she always takes care of me and my clients, and I absolutely love and adore her. And I have to tell you, those relationships are so important. I know I've said that many times. Those relationships are so very important because many times my clients get the house because they know my client wanted a house and they find one getting ready to come back on the market. They're like, hey, Amy, are your clients still interested in that townhouse? Because we may have a cancellation on lot 316. And it's because they have that relationship, and they give us first dibs. So love that. So give Jasmine a shout out. But give me a call if you're interested in that community. Pre-sales start for their section today. Love Rockwell Homes. They actually have another community, Winding Bay, which is right down the street. Actually, one of my listings is a Rockwell home. So speaking of listings, we should probably get to those too, right? So let me do this. All right, listing spotlight. This is a new listing. It just went up. Actually, yes, it's going up. So 11224 Pixie Mandarin. This is a pool home on a pond. So if you are looking for a nice house, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, all bedrooms are upstairs, pool, huge backyard, no rear neighbor, beautiful pond view, absolutely gorgeous. This home is priced just under $900,000. And by the way, that's a steal. The home directly across the street from it, same exact floor plan. They had redone their interior completely differently, very taste specific, but it's closing at like 1.2. So this is an absolute steal. Right there again, this is in North Lake at Ovation. So we just talked about that community, didn't we, my friends? I just said that the Rockwell Homes section starting pre-sales today. This home, however, already exists, barely lived in, and it already has the pool, beautiful views. In fact, I need to do the sunset views. They gave me some sunset views. I need to add those to this. But anyway, so if you're interested in that one, let me know. We also have, that also happens to be, again, that's the spotlight listing of the week. And as far as the listings go, we have that very first one, Winter Garden Pool and Pond Home, the Windermere Town Home, the Winter Garden one-story, $15,000 closing cost contribution. Please put out the mojo out there. We have someone who is very, very interested in purchasing it. So we are hoping that husband gets on board and that everyone decides to submit an offer on that one. That would be a wonderful, wonderful holiday miracle for the family. Mineola 2-story. We still have that one out there in Mineola Hills. And then, of course, we have our beautiful Winter Garden Horizon West Townhome that just went active last week. Another big, beautiful home. That is an MI home. It is the Newport floor plan. And then we have the Winter Garden Gated in Lakeview Preserve, also with a really generous closing cost contribution. 55 plus Villa in Kissimmee, also with a closing cost contribution. And I keep forgetting to change this one. But yes, the Hawksmoor Townhome scheduled to close first week in December. So we're excited about that one. All right, let me go to watching. Oh, this is good. Okay, so I stumbled across this on Netflix. It's called Death by Lightning. It is only 4 episodes. It's obviously like a historic film series, I guess. It is essentially going through the rise of James Garfield as our 20th president and his very short term in office after he was assassinated. Well, he was shot and then succumbed from infection after that. So it's about James Garfield, Chester Arthur, who ended up being his vice president. That relationship and how Chester Arthur was pre and post office, how that even came about. Roscoe Conkling. I may not have heard of him. It's really interesting to see his character and his role in this. And it's just interesting. And then, of course, Charles Guiteau is the person who actually shot James Garfield. It's just, I'm just always, I don't know. I just love, I love the realization that the world doesn't exist just while we live in it. And I love old houses and old things and all of that. And I know I've talked about it before, but my range of taste is so diverse, and I love that. I love. I mean, I don't love the story of what happened to him, but I do love the story of how he got to where he was and what happened. So if you haven't watched that, watch that, because it's four episodes. Each episode's, I think, an hour or so. It's well worth it. It's interesting. He was not in office very long before things went bad. But at any rate, that's what I'm watching, or what I watched, past tense, because I finished it, and oh, it was so good. It was another one where I was like, okay, I'm gonna make my dinner, and I was like, come on, girls, to my dogs. I'm like, come on, let's go upstairs. We're gonna go watch our show. And then I just said that, and all my dogs just started scurrying. I have the door shut in my office so that they don't come in and unplug anything. Anyway, they just heard me, so they all they think they're going somewhere now. Anyway, but yeah, I'll make my dinner, and I'll say, let's go upstairs and watch our show, and they'll all come upstairs with me, and we all watch it. And anyway, all right, let's move on. A couple more things, and then we're gonna be done. Oh, babies. Okay, so the babies. I just threw in a quick little picture here. This is Mr. Easton on an outing in his little stroller. He's probably upset because his snack trays are empty, because he does like those to be completely full and replenished consistently. That picture of Elsie, I'm going to find it next week. I'm going to find it. I have a picture of my granny, my grandmother, which is Elsie's great-great-grandmother, Elsie May. And there's a picture of Elsie May, and her hair is short and it's curled like that. I have to find it. I don't know, Elizabeth, if you have that. But anyway, but that particular picture I took on my phone when we were FaceTiming, and then I zoomed in. So it's not the cleanest picture, but isn't she beautiful? So those grandbabies are just absolutely adorable. So super fun. We're excited about the holiday season with them. They're gonna help make it better. They're gonna help make it better for sure. So yeah, they're just stinking adorable. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, moving on. Oh, cup. Yeah. By the way, Geraint, good morning. I'm sorry you popped in after I had said my normal good mornings, but you just popped in again. So yes, good morning, Geraint. Also, yes, I know those curls are crazy. They're absolutely beautiful. Both of them are absolutely beautiful. I mean, Easton's cheeks, you just feel like you just want to like eat them like they're a popover. You know what popovers are? Like this. Anyway, yummy. Anyway, Daryl sent this to me. I don't know if it was yesterday, maybe the day before. Daryl sometimes can be with us. Sometimes he can't, because he's a busy man doing lots of things. But he texted me this the other day. I don't think I ever told you and Eric this, but when I missed your coffee time, I would catch up while I'm at the gym. And so there he is at the gym, and he's got coffee time on. So I told him I was going to make that my cup is full, because that warms my heart that you guys are all so kind and supportive, and that you would actually, at the gym could be a great time for you to listen to the music that you want and kind of zone out and relax or meditate or read read an audiobook, listen to an audiobook. But instead you got, kooky Miss Amy up there doing her coffee time. But anyway, I do love that. So my heart is happy. Thank you, Daryl. And Daryl and Jen for all of your love and support for everything. Okay, I think that's mostly it, guys. I know I talked a lot today. Honestly, I'm really happy with our topics today. I've been very excited for those. Got a lot of fun stuff, a lot of announcements coming up. Lots been going on here. A lot of back and forth. Also working on Eric's Celebration of Life, which is going to be in January. So I've been working on that with his sister. It's just a lot going on. As always, a lot of work. I'm so grateful to be busy and to be helping you guys. And please don't stop. Please keep calling. Lots going on, and just super excited about all of that. Okay. So let me see. What do I need to do? I think maybe I should wrap it up. I don't know. What do you think? Because yeah, it's 10:07. Oh my gosh, you guys got to go. All right, but you know this. You know it. You can all say it with me. I absolutely love you guys. Please stay safe. Stay well. Remember, I love you, and boy, do I appreciate you so much. So remember, I do plan on being here next week. But there is a scenario in which I can't get here in time to get it going. So if not, you'll be notified through regular like Instagram and all that jazz. And then, but other than that, I'll be back the week after that. And then, of course, it's going to be Thanksgiving, and this is so much fun stuff happening. Lots of stuff to share with you. So if I don't see you next week, well, first of all, I better. But if I don't, please come back the next week. There's lots of stuff to share. As always, please stay safe, stay well. Remember, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Happy house hunting. Bye.